Osman Bey, also known as Osman Gazi, was the founder of the Ottoman dynasty and the man who laid the foundations of what would eventually become one of the most enduring and influential empires in world history. He was born around 1258 in the small Anatolian town of Seljuk, where his father, Ertuğrul, leader of the Kayi tribe of the Oghuz Turks, had settled under the protection of the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum. The Seljuks, at the time, were in decline, weakened by internal struggles and by the domination of the Mongols, who exerted control over much of Anatolia, while the Byzantine Empire, once powerful, had lost most of its strength and was struggling to hold on to its remaining territories. It was in this context of fragmentation, instability, and opportunity that Osman rose to prominence. After inheriting leadership from his father around 1281, he proved himself both a skilled warrior and a pragmatic statesman, able to blend military force with political vision. He led his tribe in raids against nearby Byzantine strongholds and took advantage of the borderland dynamics, where alliances and conflicts shifted rapidly. His capture of Karacahisar around 1288 marked one of his first major conquests, and subsequent campaigns against the Byzantine fortresses of Bilecik, Yarhisar, and Inegöl expanded his influence and brought him prestige, wealth, and followers. Osman was not only a fighter, but also a leader who attracted loyalty by his sense of justice and his adherence to Islamic principles. He encouraged settlement in newly conquered lands, welcomed both Muslim and non-Muslim subjects, and administered his domain with fairness, which helped him strengthen his authority. His leadership also benefited from a powerful symbolic element, the famous Dream of Osman, in which he saw a great tree sprouting from his body, its roots covering the earth and its branches stretching across 3 continents. Interpreted by his spiritual mentor Sheikh Edebali as a divine prophecy that his descendants would rule a great empire. This vision became a cornerstone of Ottoman dynastic legitimacy. Osman married Malhun Hatun, the daughter of a local notable, and also strengthened alliances through ties with important religious figures and frontier warriors known as Ghazis, who fought in the name of Islam but were also motivated by plunder and land. His ability to integrate these warriors into his growing principality gave him a steady source of manpower and legitimacy as a leader of holy war against Byzantium. By the end of his life, Osman had transformed the modest beylik of his tribe into a rising power in northwestern Anatolia. Though he never captured a major city himself, he laid the foundations for further expansion, and it was his son Orhan who would conquer Bursa in 1326, turning it into the first great Ottoman capital. Osman ruled until around 1323 or 1324, when old age and illness forced him to hand over authority to Orhan, but he lived long enough to see the fruits of his ambition taking shape. He died shortly afterward and was buried in Seljuk, though his remains were later transferred to Bursa, where his tomb became a symbol of the dynasty's humble beginnings and future glory. His legacy rests not only in the lands he conquered, but in the dynasty he founded, which would continue unbroken for more than 6 centuries, expanding across 3 continents and influencing the course of European, Middle Eastern, and world history. Osman Bey is remembered as the archetypal frontier warrior, a man of faith, vision, and determination, who, in a time of uncertainty, carved out the nucleus of an empire that would one day challenge and surpass the greatest powers of his age.